I need to time it into 11.
Okay, so we're going to go then from 27 after to 50, right?
Yeah, on that one when we are, that one when we come out, rather than taking what would be normally be your 42.
Recommended fish oil as part of a nationwide risk-free.
Am I going from 27 to the end of the show?
Well, no, because remember, you still have your 3 breaks. You have your 12, and then your next one will be what, 32?
Okay, so then we come back and the show's over.
Well, but you have to take it to the 50 so I can cue the last break. Remember, so rather than taking the last one, rather than taking it at 10:42, basically what I'm telling you, rather than taking it at 10:42, take it at like 10:50, just like you normally would.
And then we'll come back to end the show?
No, then we'll be done. That'll be the end of the
So
show.
I'm taking it to the end of the show.
Right. My name is Daniel Dennis. I'm the producer and one of the cast members for the Monsters in the Morning on Real Radio 104.1. Good morning, everybody. It's Daniel with your weather, brought to you by... It's actually brought to you by McDonald's. Today's weather, high temperature 79 with a low of 63 degrees. Currently it's 66.
You just heard Daniel's famous line, and I'll show you why. Come here.
Where is it?
Right here, folks. Daniel, the most famous weather radio man in history. So famous, they wrote his catchphrase on the wall.
It's weird for me to hear fans. I don't like the term fans. Fans is like an elevation kind of a thing. I prefer listeners. If you listen to me, you're a listener. If you're a fan, then we're back to what I just said about people thinking that they're like better than they are. In my situation, you had to be at the right place at the right time, or I wouldn't have, been able to take advantage of the opportunities that I had. For people that are trying to get into it now, the economy is killing them, because a lot of breaking into this type of business or doing this means you have to work for free. And in this economy, you can't work for free. You got to have some jobs. In fact, there are people that have jobs that will think they are working for free because they're not making shit. So I think that the cons, it's fun. It's still hard work. There's tons of bullshit involved in it. There's tons of politics involved in it. But it's fun, but it's not for everybody. There are plenty of people that I see that come here and get internships. They work for 2, 3, 4 years and get nothing, and then they don't realize that you have to work 4, 5, 6 years for nothing to make it, and they get upset. I worked for 5 years for free before I even got a part-time gig. We're going to deliver a sandwich. This year is like, I'm not riding in the back like some redneck kid. Okay, good. My favorite interview would probably be like Eddie Money, somebody like that, somebody that was really funny and memorable on the air. Had a lot of good quotes and a lot of good energy. Least favorite would probably be like a David Carradine, somebody like that. The guy was like, but he's also one of my favorites because the guy's infamously dead, but he was really uncomfortable. He was a weird person to talk to because he... just strumming a guitar crazily, mumbling to himself, just crazy, just really, really odd. But I get more of a kick out of talking to everyday people that just come in that are weird than I ever would any celebrity. Celebrities, again, they take themselves too seriously, and a lot of the celebrities we've had in, are not necessarily the nicest people. So I would say that normal people, just normal people. There have been hilariously funny normal people that I've met that, just live in Orlando. Found his new gas when he took out the trash. I haven't really changed much content-wise in the show. I don't think. But I think some things will never go out of style. Guys will always want to talk about sex. Girls will always want to talk about how stupid guys are. Entertainment will always dominate the news because people... too much sadness in the world, too much war, too much poverty, too much, Obama, too much people getting pissed off about politics or hating one side or the other. You always look for something to distract yourself. You know, even back in the days when, you know, you had like your Nickelodeons and people would go to the movies and the Great Depression and stuff like that. You know, there were times when entertainment would thrive because people wanted to escape. So it's not gonna. It'll seem, maybe to you it'll seemingly evolve, but it never really does. It stays pretty much the same. I think there are evergreen topics that we'll always be talking about, just different examples of them. You know, unless something huge happens. You know, whether it's a. Yeah, well, I'm older too. You know, like when I started the show, I was 17, or started at Real Radio, and now I'm 33. So. I used to do more of a show that was more hardline news and opinionation, you know. Was rotted.
How is your daddy? Does he still have my painting?
He does still have them. It's a car cover for Z4.
Roy!
Everybody's seeing me now.
Roy!
It's all Druggy's fault.
Druggy's fault. It's because Druggy hates you.
And now it's more, you know, entertainment based and family based, and, you know, it's about sex, it's about family, it's about problems that parents have with children. It's about relationship issues. It's about, you know, alcohol issues, you know, stuff like that. You know, who's Taylor Swift dating? You know, Twilight. You know, it's all, and it'll just keep rolling. You know, I mean, it's a giant. I think it's a giant pendulum too. There's a level of awareness I think that people have where we go through this like social cause period. You know, where we're like real big on social causes and the war and everything, and then it swings back the other way, and then that's like 90s, you know, that's like fake tits and fast cars and, you know, grunge rock. You know what I'm saying? Like it swings back and forth, and you just go through these like these waves of, you know, social awareness, and then you go through waves of ultimate like commerciality and stuff like that. There's that. I probably just ranted huge,
cool.
but no, that's kind of how and it's just going to keep doing that until we all die. I mean, it's just going to be like, you know, we care about the earth, we don't give a fuck about the earth. We care about the earth, and it's just going to keep going back and forth until we run out of time.
I got a Billy Lane question. If you're a motorcycle builder and your license is revoked for life, how does that work? Yeah, but I mean, you're going to have to test ride them, right? And that part of the deal is that he'd get out there and ride the creations he's made. But how are you going to know how it feels? I mean, that...
It's like it's all kind of based on keeping me grounded. You know, I make money with my mouth. So there's a big mouth with money hanging out of it, and these elephants are kind of corporate fat cats, and they're either taking the money out or putting the money in, depending on how you look at it. So it's I don't know. I kind of thought of it as if to kind of keep me, to go back to the theme, to kind of keep me in check. I never wanted to be the type of person that my identity was only my job. You know, like I don't want people to always assume that just because I do this job that's my only identity, or that's the only person I think I am, because I think I'm much more than that. So, you know, this is kind of keep me grounded. You know, like don't worry about these corporate fat cats taking your money or putting your money in. Just always remember to kind of be yourself and stay true. You know. Oh, the internet
influenced and helped your career.
It's hurt it a little. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. It's given me more work to do because radio is no longer just radio. Now you have to do you know, internet posting, videos for the internet, podcasts. You know, you have to, you know, the more outlets you give people, the more content you have to provide for these outlets. So whereas, you know, my job used to just be radio, you know, now I've got, you know, 10 other places. You know, I'm Twittering, I'm MySpacing, I'm Facebooking. You know, I'm on Bing, I'm on, you know, it's like pinging things here and podcasting this, and it's like, you know, we never used to do that. You know, we barely had the internet looking for news when I first started, you know, and that wasn't even that long ago, 15 years ago, and we would use the internet to pull up news stories.
Windows 3.1.
Yeah, no doubt. So it's changed, you know, but like satellite radio is dying. Because the internet is everything. You know, Wi-Fi is everything. Everything, your radio eventually, I think, in your car will be Wi-Fi. You'll be driving down the road listening to a station that's beamed to your car via Wi-Fi. Your computer, your phone, your wristwatch, your phone, everything will be Wi-Fi. Everything will be, you know, to this one hub of energy that's sent out there. And, you know, it's becoming that way now. You know, I mean, we're getting videos on our cell phone. Our phone is no longer just a device to call your mom to tell you where you're at. You know, I mean, you got videos on it, you got text messages. You know, you're ordering food. You know, Pizza Hut's got an iPhone application. It's like, you know, it's the internet and everything has changed radio. We're no longer radio guys. We're like media guys, and we're local media guys. You know, we compete with the news now, you know, and like how many newscasters do you see that have like Twitter accounts and MySpace, and they all do, you know.
Pro football players and sports players.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. Because it's I don't know. It's a weird time. It's a cool time, but this is like the social media age. You know, this is like the beginning of, you know, this will be looked back in textbooks by kids, and they'll be like, you know, Tom invented MySpace. You know, he'll actually have a blurb in a history book somewhere. You know, because of the way it's changing media, especially in communication classes. I think my favorite segment or something that we've done would probably, we had a guy call up, I think it was like 2 years ago, maybe like a year and a half ago, whose girl, he wrote a song for his girl, and he called in and he was singing to his girl about how much he loved her, and we had him sing the song on the phone, and then I called in with a guitar and I sang as the guy. That just stuff like that's fun. And the cool thing about that guy was, as much as I was giving him a rash of shit and I was really beating on him bad, he was cool enough to understand that I wasn't doing it to hurt his feelings, and I wasn't doing it to like make him look like an asshole. I was doing it because I thought the whole thing was funny. You know, the whole situation of a guy calling a radio station and playing a song, a love song that he wrote for his girl, is ridiculous. It's embarrassing. You know, so, and that's what I was making fun of. He emailed me later after we did it, and he loved the segment, and he like really thought it was cool, and it made him feel better about his whole, because she'd broken up with him, man. He was really brokenhearted. But like and we still email to this day. The guy still emails me, and he's got like a wife now, and he's happy. But like I don't know, it was cool because I got some comedy out of it, and I also could see an impact I was making on this guy, making him laugh, you know, and it helped him out.
Haircut.
That's awesome.
Ridiculous. I want to grow it out. I'm trying to grow it
Good. I
out.
like that hair.
Things been good?
Yeah, man. I'm playing. I'm
You're playing everywhere.
able to draw a good, at least 90% full most gigs. Some gigs way over the top. Like if I have a good club owner
Yeah.
who promotes
To
it
promote
right,
it correctly.
tweet, social media, you know,
Yeah.
if they do that, then I'm fine.
We make a turkey burger. We make a motherfucking turkey burger. Well, step one, you get yourself some turkey breast. Step two, I found the red onions the best. Step three, y'all gonna need some motherfucking cheese, jalapenos, motherfucker, if you know what I mean. All those other turkey burgers, they be faking. If you wanna do it right, you gotta use some bacon. Thick cut, slim cut, it don't matter. Just remember bacon grease will sometimes splatter. We making turkey burgers, we make a motherfucking turkey burgers. Yeah. We make a turkey burgers. 'Cause you know what we like to do.
God don't make no junk.